Test. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yo. Podcast,
What it do, baby.
podcast number 3. First guest on the pod. This is a friend from high school. When was the first time I met you? Did we go to the same middle school? Yo, you want to say the school out loud? Or we could censor that. We could censor that. You went to though?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Did you?
I did go to. I don't remember you though.
Dude, we probably. I mean, I feel like we started talking, like becoming really good friends, probably like in the middle of college. We would run into each other at 24 and we'd play basketball together until the wee hours.
You were at community college, right?
Yeah, I came back like 1 year, maybe 1.5 years after I was at a university.
So you went to college straight out of high school, right?
Yeah, I did. I went straight to a university over in the East Coast.
Okay. You don't want to say the name?
Should I? I went to Drexel University.
Okay.
Yeah, and to me, it was just like it was a massive culture shock, which I wasn't prepared for. And there were some things that happened, and I didn't want to continue my education on the East Coast.
How long were you there for?
I was there for a year.
And then you didn't drop out, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, I pretty much dropped out.
Because you went back.
Well, yeah, I don't know what the technical term is, but...
Like, you didn't, like, terminate your...
No. I think I put it on pause. I was on academic leave, actually.
Okay.
And I guess to go into things, like, I was experiencing culture shock in East Coast, and my school had a co-op program where it's a 5-year program, and from years 2 through 4, you did a 6-month co-op. So you like work at some company for half of the year. And I chose for my very first year to go to UC Davis, where my best friend was, and find a job there.
You went to Davis?
I lived in Davis for 6 months.
You lived there? Or you went to school there?
No, I lived there for 6 months.
Okay.
And I searched for a job in Sacramento so that I could justify living in Davis with the homie.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had an amazing time there. Like, that was like the quintessential college experience. And then I went back to the East Coast because my co-op finished. And I was like, yo, it just cemented how whack the East Coast was to me at the time. And I was like,
Yo, we might have some viewers in the East
That's
Coast.
fine. That's fine.
All right.
I mean,
West Coast, West Coast.
Facts. But so I went back and I was like, dude, this is so unbelievably whack. Like, I can't stand it, dude. Like, this is just not what I envisioned at all for myself. This is not a good fit at all. And so I was like, dude, I'm going to take academic leave and I'm going to go back to community college in my hometown and see what I could do with that instead. And so
the culture shock wasn't related to school. It was more of like the environment.
Yeah, for sure. It was the environment and the people and just the way that,
Dude, but I've seen
social environment.
Like, I remember, like, during that time when you were at Drexel, like, I've seen your social media. It seemed like you were having fun.
It was a good time. I was having a lot of fun. I was like, I was DJing a lot of parties, but it just felt kind of empty. Like, I had my people there,
like your friend group.
Yeah, my friend group, and like I'm still very close with them to this day. I consider them like my really good friends. But for me, it's just like I envisioned that there would be more to beyond just my immediate circle of friends. I was hoping for a more comprehensive college experience that I had in my mind. That's just what I envisioned, and it wasn't what I had really hoped for. And so, I was like, yo, this isn't good for me, so I'm a dip. And then I spent like maybe half a year at CC, and then I was like, you know what? Like, I think maybe it was just my fault for, not really embracing what that area had to offer me, you know? And so I went back with a different mindset, and um, that made all the difference. And so, like, I started embracing the differences between the West Coasters and the East Coasters, um, and just making the most out of my time there, trying to um, assimilate. That sounds really bad, dude.
Like enjoy
I,
the time you've had left, right?
yeah, well, I definitely had a long path left ahead of me, but like,
But you
I
graduated though.
tried to make the most out of it.
You got your
Yeah.
degree from there, right?
Yeah. I got a degree. I got a degree in, I got a BS in business and engineering with a focus in mechanical engineering and operations management. So it was a successful educational endeavor. It was also, in the end, a successful college experience, I would say. And, I learned a lot. It shaped me into the person that I am today, for sure. And, continue to grow and develop every day beyond
Interesting. Well, the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because there's no, like I said, there's no set theme for my channel.
Vape?
Yeah, it's chill, bro. There's no set theme for my channel, but I've talked a lot about like school, like transferring, like career, college and stuff like that. So I think that's why I wanted to bring it up. The path you took definitely wasn't traditional, right? Because normally, like, I mean, the path I took wasn't traditional as well. I feel like, because I feel like the traditional path is like you graduate you graduate high school and then you immediately go to a 4-year university, right? And then you stay in university for 4 years and then you graduate, right?
Yeah.
But for us, it was more like, I had to go to community college for 2 years and then transfer out. It was like you went to a 4-year, you came back, did community college for, you said 6 months?
Yeah.
And then you went back? How many years?
So I started college in 2012, and then I finished in 2018. Graduated
6 years?
Yeah, 6 years, dude. So it's a 5-year program, and then I took 6 months.
It's a 5-year program.
It's a 5-year program, yeah. So I took that half a year off, so it ended up being 6 years. It's like 5.5. Yeah.
So you paid tuition for all
Well,
5
not for
quarters?
the 6 months that I dipped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No regrets?
I don't know about no regrets. But like,
What would you have done
at the
different?
same time, I think it has definitely shaped me into the person that I am today. And I guess in that regard, I have no regrets.
Okay.
Because the East Coast is so different, and
Yeah, what? Bro, I mean, I've been to the East Coast just to visit for like vacation and shit, but what is the biggest difference? Like, they're more straightforward?
I think like they're just so different culturally. Like, I'll give you an example.
Like how they dress? Hey, we got good fashion style here too, bro.
That's just one way that their culture has made them different from us. And I'm not trying to say like
What is?
culture. I mean fashion.
Okay.
Like, I'll give you an example. Like, when it comes to like job interviews or like working anywhere, like white collar job in the East Coast, you are fully expected to pull up in business casual. And like, it couldn't be further from that on the West Coast,
Bro,
And
you have to
yeah.
dress up, bro.
No. For sure.
Bro, there's no job interview that I went to where I just dressed up like this.
Dude, for my last job interview, I wore a white tee all rounds.
Did you get the job?
I'm employed. I'm employed, my boy.
All right, that's a good segue.
All right.
How many jobs did you apply to?
During this last job search, I applied to approximately 700 jobs.
And you wore a white tee? Maybe that's why it took you 700.
Well,
Have you thought of it like that?
Well, here's the thing, dude. I only had like calls back for like maybe 4 or 5 of those. And
in the Zoom interview, you're wearing a white tee?
For my last job interview, I wore a white tee. Before that,
Damn.
I don't know, maybe like wore like a short sleeve button up or something over a white tee, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. You know.
I mean, at the same time, I feel like the field that me and you are in are completely different. You know,
For
engineering,
sure.
I feel like, I mean, bro, like, I guess you can wear whatever. But first impression job interview, you wore a white tee.
Yes.
All right. I respect it.
Wore a white tee, dude.
I respect it.
I mean, okay, in my defense, the HR lady said, I'm going to have a phone screening with you.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, sounds good.
I mean, that you can wear whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be in your underwear for a phone screening.
Yeah. You can
right?
not even wear anything.
Yeah. She sent me a Zoom link. And
so it was just the audio? No, like.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought, right?
Oh, and then she was like, "Yo, like, I want you to open your camera."
No, she didn't say that, but like, she turned her camera on.
Yeah, then you have to turn it on yourself.
So I was like,
yeah,
"All right, bro,
awkward.
it comes on. It comes on right now." Luckily, I had a fresh fade, so
what were you wearing though? What were you wearing?
a white tee.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not a full body camera.
Yeah, it's just
so,
the top part.
Yeah, so you know, I was wearing my white tee, and you know, she asked me some questions, and I feel like it went really well.
Okay. The job you got right now?
Yeah, the job I got right now.
Okay.
I feel like, I mean, she asked me like some typical questions, and you know, it was just really easy to answer because they're simply factual. You know, it was nothing like.
It felt like a conversation.
Yeah, I felt like. Well, yeah, it felt like a conversation, and that could have been by part due to the fact that, you know, just before I hopped into the conversation the interview, I was talking with some friends, and they're like, "Hey, man, like, my only word of advice for you is to make the interview conversational, because
Of course.
you are interviewing them as much as they are interviewing you." And I feel like when you can get yourself into that kind of mindset, like, that mentality like emanates from you when you're having that conversation with the HR lady or whoever HR is, recruiter, whatever. In my situation, it was an HR lady. And, you know, I asked some questions, of course, did a little bit of preparation, but I really tried to keep it as light as possible. I just tried to have an overview of like my competencies, my background, and, you know, luckily she didn't ask me any kind of like really tricky or like.
I mean, it's just the first interview. It's like a screening interview.
Yeah. So yeah, I was wearing a white tee, bro.
Good. That's good stuff. That's a good point you brought up. Like, I feel like when it comes to job interviews, I was like this at first in the beginning, but I feel like a lot of us, we come in with the mentality of desperation.
For sure.
You know, like,
for sure.
Oh, I want this job. Like, please hire me. Obviously, like, you don't say that to the person, but in your mind, you're like, I have to do whatever it takes to
100%
to like to hype myself up.
For sure.
Which you should.
Yeah.
But you have to realize.
I'm so bad at that.
What?
Hyping myself up. You know, selling myself, like, it's like unnatural.
But you have to, dude. You have to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like.
And bro, I'm all about being humble. You know, like keeping yourself in check. But when it comes to job interview, like, you're there to sell yourself. Like, this is the only time where you should not be humble, you know, obviously to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But like I said, I feel like we come in with the mentality of desperation. Please hire me.
Yeah,
But at the
100%.
same time, you have to view it from their perspective as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that they even wanted you, like they chose you for an interview, meant that they were interested in you.
Yeah.
They wanted you in that
Yeah.
company,
Mm-hmm.
So they're also selling themselves to you as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I don't know if that makes sense, but like it's like a two-way street, bro. That's what I feel.
it is. Yeah. That I think like if you can get yourself into that mindset of like it's conversational, like I am presenting my best self, but also like we need to have some perspective, right? Like you made it through the ATS or whatever, right?
ATS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
applicant tracking system.
Yeah. Like you made
Did
it through
you do the
that.
thing I told you?
Or, I did, bro.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
Dude. I mean, that's a whole nother topic, dude. Like we're
Yeah.
talking about strategy, like
That is strategy.
optimizations,
Okay.
like changing your approach to the job search. Like that's a whole nother topic. We'll get into that, but like definitely you are also interviewing the company, and I think when you can keep that in perspective, like I know I need this job so bad, bro. Like I'm down so bad. I need this.
You
dude.
can't show that though.
Like no, for sure not.
You
For
can't.
sure not, dude. And like I don't know, man. Like it's like so for some context, it took me 8 months to land my job, right? And this was I'm now a software engineer. I can say that.
8 months of every day dedicating your day to applying.
Yes.
Not just like fucking around like some days like applying, some days just fucking around, like every single day.
Yeah.
You treat it like you said, you treated it as like a job, right?
Yeah. I mean,
And it took 8 months?
It took 8 months. And I'm
bro.
not going to say like I didn't take a single day off, right? Like I still took weekends off.
Yeah.
And there are some days during the week where I was like, you know what, dude, like I feel like shit right now, dude. Like it's taking
too long.
It's taking really long, dude. Like I'm not getting any responses. Like I don't know what's going wrong. And like, I would reach out to people. I mean, dude, when I finally shared that I got a job on LinkedIn, like
I saw that.
People were like liking my post, and like I would check on it every once in a while, and it's like, dude, like you'd be hard pressed to find someone that liked my post that I hadn't talked to before about, can you help me get a job? Do you have any advice for me? Do you have any insights? Every single person that liked my post, they were in some way helpful towards my job, like towards me landing that final job. Maybe the strategy that they gave me wasn't the exact thing that helped me land the job. But like I think that just speaks to the networking that I did. And like I was looking back and I was like, damn, dude, like every single person almost that has interacted with this post has been a part of that journey, and like I just really appreciated that. And yeah, what were we talking about?
What did you? Okay, first off, I gotta see for myself, but 700 jobs you applied to, bro.
Let me show you, bro.
That's some different level shit. Yeah, you can pull it up. But what did you think you did differently this time for you to be successful? You think it's just like a numbers game, or did you do a different approach for this specific position that you got a job for eventually?
Definitely not.
You did something different?
It's not a numbers game. It's not a numbers game, man.
When you applied to the 700, did you do the same approach for every 700?
Definitely not.
You did different things for every
Dude,
700?
I probably change strategies like once every month. Yeah.
So a month, you did like 100 apps, assuming, right? You said 8 months?
It depends. Like there'd be a month where I would do
100
volume.
apps, bro?
There'd be a month where I would do like, I would just focus on getting my volume up, like apply to everything.
On
like,
LinkedIn?
Yeah.
On like Indeed?
Or like Indeed, like, ZipRecruiter, techjobsforgood.com. Every month I would change strategies. So the first month after I graduated from my boot camp, I went to a boot camp first. So I quit my job in June of 2022, started my boot camp in September, graduated December, took like a week off, started job searching from then. And then I finally landed my job in August. So just to show you the proof, I have probably, excuse me. You can see on the applied and then the rejected. I mean, you know, there's probably like 236 jobs in the applied column.
283 jobs applied, 146 jobs rejected.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this?
It's like a job application tracking application. It's called Hunter.
Huntr. I'll put it on the link.
Yeah, if anyone's
on the link below if you guys are interested.
There's a point in time where I stopped recording my applications.
Okay.
You know, so it's like not really representative. But after month one, during month one, I had just blasted out applications, dude. Like, I thought I had my good resume. I was like, all right, this resume is good enough to start sending out. So I started blasting. Can we swear on this?
Yeah.
Started blasting that shit out and, you know, just trying to see if anybody would bite on this application specifically. I think maybe I got like one call or something, and then like it wasn't a good fit. They like really needed someone who was ready to get the ball rolling.
Okay.
Because they like their team didn't do code reviews, like, which is very atypical. But like they like really needed velocity, and like, you know, as a junior engineer, I'm not ready to just. I thought I wasn't ready to just submit code into production like that, and so, you know, we mutually agreed it wasn't a good fit. There are other roles where, you know, they were using Angular. I'm a React guy, so.
Bro, I don't even know what that is, bro.
It's just frameworks, and, you know, I think like any engineer should be able to like pick up like whatever framework they need to use and be able to learn and like use it, right? That's like what being an engineer is. But I think like the job market was getting so tough that.
That's true.
They don't want someone who is capable, right? Like
they want someone who's like who knows 100% what they're doing,
already like doing it, you know.
Yeah.
And so
you were applying from a position of disadvantage compared to your competition, basically.
Yeah. So I got some hits off of my application, right? Like I'm like, all right, this shit works. So what's the next step? My next strategy is
OnlyFans.
No. My next strategy is like refining my job search, being more selective about which jobs I apply to, and just being a little more strategic.
Yeah.
And so I started doing that, and then I got maybe like one or two more hits, and then like, you know, things didn't work out, and then there was like a period of like 3 or 4 months where like nobody responded to me at all.
How were you feeling mentally during those months when you had no hits? Were you like sad? Were you happy? Were you depressed?
I was so happy, dude. Like, no, I'm playing.
Hey, you can.
No, it was.
Did you ever doubt yourself? Like, damn, bro, am I cut out for this? Should I be an engineer? Like, should I do a different path? Like, start my own business? Like, like, is this meant for me?
So there were definitely times where I started feeling like, started losing hope, right? And like, mind you, when I graduated from boot camp, like, I felt really confident. You know, I knew I had the capability to make a full stack application. I was eager to demonstrate my skills to whoever would listen and, you know, contribute to whatever company would allow me to contribute, right? And then towards like month 5 through 7, it was like radio silence from like anybody. And like, I think through month 5 through 7, I talked to you at some point, and I was like, "Yo, man, like I'm not."
Was this when I went to your place?
Yeah, you went to my place.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And I was like, "Dude,"
and you had that cat.
we were talking, and then you're like, yo, dude, like, here's some game,
Was that
optimize your
helpful though?
resume.
What I
I
said?
I think it was, yeah, for sure it was helpful. But there's something more helpful that ended up landing me the job.
Okay. Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
Right. So, like, first it was volume, then it was being more selective, right? With who I'm applying to, right? Like, I want to make sure I'm a good fit for that company, so that way I don't waste my time applying. No hits, no valid hits, and then I'm like, all right, dude, like, I'm not getting any hits. I'm not getting any calls back. What's going on? Maybe I need to optimize my resume some more, right?
Okay.
So insert your advice.
The ATS,
Yes.
the white shit.
Yes.
Okay.
So, grab some keywords from the job description, insert them into my application somehow, and then submit, hoping that the ATS picks up on those keywords and is like, hey, man, this guy is good.
And by the way, for all the viewers who are watching this, the ATS is real.
100%.
100%. I thought it was
sure,
bullshit in the beginning. I have some friends who are in recruiting, and they told me that the keyword stuff, that stuff is real, because now when you apply for jobs, this isn't like 1990 or like early 2000s. Like, there's
No
a
human is reading it.
yeah,
dude.
it's a computer software who's basically reading your application. It's not even a human, right? So you have to make sure the keywords in your resume match the keywords in the job description. So you have to tailor your resume towards the job description.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like in the beginning you might not have known it, or maybe you didn't think it was true.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the 700 plus.
Yeah.
Because that's not normal, bro.
I feel it.
Like, that's ridiculous, bro.
I feel it, dude.
700.
I feel it. Well, hey, half of my cohort would disagree with you.
What's cohort?
My boot camp, like the people that were in my class,
Okay.
they're still job searching to this day.
Sucks for them. I mean,
Hey, it does suck for them, bro. And the thing is, like, yeah, ATS, super important to recognize if you are just cold applying. Right? That's the key right there.
cold applying, just like randomly finding jobs and then just applying.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay.
So
what's warm applying?
warm applying
Like when
is
recruiters
like
reaching out to you?
reaching
When they
out
reach
to
out
them.
to you?
No, other way around. I reach out to them. So,
Okay.
Towards the end of my job search, I reached out to an HR alumni. HR is Hack Reactor. I went to Hack Reactor, the boot camp.
Okay.
And this guy, I asked him for advice. His company had a listing for a role that I was interested in. Part of me reaching out is like hoping that they could refer me. And then the other part is like, I'll still take any advice, insight, or, help that they could offer.
Okay.
Right? He said, hey man, like, I really recommend that you start networking. Like, just reach out to people. And there's another guy. Oh, well, first of all, I should say, I embraced Chris's strategy, and I started.
Chris is the
HR alumni
Okay.
who I reached out to, who was working at a company that I was interested in. I embraced his advice, and I was like, all right, dude, this is going to be my next strategy. I'm going to employ this. All right. And while I was, having those conversations with him in that span of days, I also reached out to another alumni
alumni from Drexel.
from Hack Reactor.
Oh, from your boot camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I asked him, like, hey, do you have any advice? Like, I'm still job searching. It's been a while.
He's like, "Fuck you, dude. Stop it.
Nah.
Stop reaching out to me, dude. Unless you pay me."
Me and this other guy, his name is Omar. Omar and I were working on a startup together.
Okay.
Yeah, not like alone. Okay, there's like a founder that reached out to us.
Okay.
And like, they're like, hey, I'm trying to do this. And I was like, I got the capability. We could do it. So then we started working on it. And then, I reached out to him randomly. I was like, hey, man, like, you got any advice? Like, just by chance, maybe your company's hiring or something. And he said, hey, man, shoot for 1,000 apps a week. I was like,
That's
no
ridiculous, bro.
way, dude.
That's not good advice, bro.
I was like, well,
That's
the thing
terrible
is,
advice.
dude, when you are 7 months into a job search, nothing going on for you, and you're looking at each person who has a job, right? Anything that they say is like, that shit could be valid, right? And so I'm like, yo, man, like, there's no way I'm doing 1,000 applications a week.
You can't tailor 1,000.
You can't. You
just have to
you
mass
simply
spend
can't,
this.
dude. Yeah, he was
Send
like,
it.
easy applies are included, and I was like, okay, like, okay. So let me ask you this, Omar. Like, you had that kind of volume when you were job searching, and he was like,
no.
yeah, I would shoot for 250 applications a day, and I was like, okay,
Manually?
like manually, and let's look at Omar. He has a job. He's employed. All right,
Okay.
so it worked, right? And then we got Chris on the other hand. He said, do networking. I asked him, how many jobs did you apply to? And he was like, first of all, for me, it was never about volume.
It's about
quality.
Yes,
right?
I agree with Chris.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
fuck
I
this
agree
Omar
too.
guy.
I see the
No
vision now.
disrespect.
Right? So I embraced his strategy. And when I looked at the two and I compared them hand in hand, I was like, all right, well, one of these seems
Sus.
better. Like, one
Bro,
of them
the
seems
other
better
one-
than the other, right? Like,
The Omar advice, it seems like he just said that to just get you off his back.
well, the
Like,
thing
hey,
is,
just apply to 1,000. Like,
I believe him. I believe him that he was doing 250 a day. Okay, like if you really devote yourself,
Bro.
I think that that's something that you could do. But the thing is, to me, one of these options seems smarter. It seems like it's a better use of your time, and it seems like one of these options is a more dignifiable approach, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And obviously it's Chris's. So I was like, you know what, dude? I'm gonna apply Chris's approach. Did we stop recording?
No, we're good.
All right. Well, I gotta take a piss.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
All right, so we'll just stop it here. So, if you can give the viewers one single piece of advice when it comes to job searching, I mean, I guess it's different because, like I said, different fields, engineering. But let's say for engineering specifically, if there are viewers out there who want to pursue the engineering path, the job market right now is not good. It's bad. It's really bad. What did you do that made you eventually successful in getting that call from the recruiter? And then how many rounds did you have? Like 3?
3 or 4.
Like 3 or 4 rounds. Like, what advice would you give for people pursuing engineering to successfully get a job?
Right. Okay. So let me sit forward. So the biggest difference maker for me was, and let me preface this by saying everybody gets their job in a different way, right? Like everybody's story is different. Like
Everybody's path is different.
yeah, for sure. I mean, like, not to be philosophical, like literally anybody that you ask, like, hey, how'd you get your job? Like, they all have a different story. Very rarely is it like I just applied and I got it. Like that's very
Rare.
uncommon.
Okay.
And I would say, like, well, first of all, okay, the thing that got me specifically, the specific thing that got me the job is networking, outreach. Okay.
Networking to recruiters?
Yeah. Just having an overall disposition of trying to connect with people, not in like not in any kind of cheesy way, okay? Like, I mean, let me get one thing clear, bro. Like, networking, it's like it's so ugly, bro. Like, people, me included, think that networking is so whack. And like, I agree, networking is really whack.
Okay.
But You just really need to look past the it's not superficial, it's not dumb, it's not like fake, you know. Like to me, I was thinking like, hey man, like man, I don't fuck with this networking shit, dude. Like it's so obvious, man. I'm hitting you up because I want a job, right? I need a job badly.
Okay.
You know, I'm over here asking you like, what do you like about your company? Like, dude, I don't give a fuck, dude. I need a job.
You don't give a fuck about that?
I don't give a fuck, dude.
Okay.
Like,
you have to be a little bit selfish.
when you're, dude, think about it, dude. You're 7 months without a job. Like, do you really give a fuck how, like, what they like about their job? Do you really give a fuck about the culture at some company? To an extent, yes. When you're no longer in survival mode, yeah, you can really ponder those things, and it can make a big difference in where you want to go. But
for the first job,
for the first job, especially if you're going into engineering, the first job is the most difficult job to land out of all of them because
I feel like that's any field. The first job is always the most difficult.
I feel it. Yeah. I believe that. I haven't tried to venture into any other field.
You can't be too picky.
You know, this is
on the first job.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I feel it, dude. This is my first career change before I was
OnlyFans?
Yeah, I was OnlyFans, so you know, it was like that was my bread and butter. No, I'm playing. You know, like that was my first career change, and it was very difficult because companies don't want to give you a chance because they don't know what you're capable of, and like, you know, they really want someone who can come in and like actually contribute, you know, provide value. And you're this new guy who has never done anything in a professional capacity, you know, to their knowledge, right? Like, for me, I was able to frame my startup experience as professional experience, right? I never received a paycheck, but I said it was freelance.
Okay.
That's a big tip for anybody who's trying to get into software engineering, by the way. Really, really seek out an opportunity where you can contribute to a project, okay? Because working on your own project is good, right? But the thing is, you have your own direction that you want to go. You have your own pace. You have your own expectations of code quality and style. No one's doing code reviews on your own project except you. You could have the cleanest code ever, but if you are only working in a silo, making your own projects, that's worth nothing compared to being in at least a small team, right? Collaborating with other people, working towards a common goal that is not just, you know, something that you thought was cool, right? Like for the startup that I was contributing towards, like I didn't just sell like, oh, this grand vision that I have and like, oh, I brought it to life and now like 10 people use it a month or a day, you know? Like there's like many features that the founder wants to have implemented, and as an engineer, my job is to find a way to create a solution, right? Like, and for startups, you have a lot of freedom in terms of like architecting the solution. What kind of technologies do you want to use? And like, why did you want to use those technologies? I feel like that's such a great talking point for interviews that you get into, you know, like I'll give you an example, like the job that I got recently, they asked me what my top 3 responsibilities were. And I was like, I built out features that were listed in a ticketing system. Okay. Like ticketing system is big for engineers, right? Like you pick up tickets and you do the code and then you resolve tickets. And that's like how most companies are moving, like advancing their agenda in the engineering capacity. And having that experience is going to give you more credibility, like, oh, this guy knows how to work within a team. This guy knows how to create solutions for problems that are just brought up to him, right? And it makes you seem like you're employable because you're not just doing shit on your own, like, you know.
So your main advice to network to reach out to different people. I assume on LinkedIn or like
Yeah. So
Like not cold calling.
no,
No,
no.
just LinkedIn.
So like, let's say, whatever job searching website you're on, like, let's say the company is called Scopely, and it's like, React developer position open. I'm like, oh, okay, like I definitely fit the bill for this role. I am going to go on LinkedIn and search companies and then search up Scopely. Any software engineer that works at that company, like I'm gonna look at their profile, and I'm searching for three things. Uh, okay, so one is recruiter, another is enthusiast, and one more other thing. I forgot what it was. But basically, you want to search for people that are active and interested, like expressive about the company, because those are the people that are most likely going to respond to you.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to reach out to those people, preferably a software engineer, and then you want to ask for a conversation or something, and you want to genuinely learn about their company, right? Like I know I said, oh, networking is fake, blah blah blah. Like,
But you have to do what you got to do
yeah, and
at that point.
I forgot to come back to that. That's the wrong way to look at things. Actually, don't look at things that way, right? Like the more you network, networking is such a cheap word. The more you reach out to people and genuinely present your curiosity, right? Like you're very curious, especially if it's your first time getting a tech job. You have so many questions that you want to ask people. You just might not be in the position to have those like questions come up to your mind, like what is the greatest challenge that your team is facing the next 6 months? What is the most exciting thing that your team is working on at the moment? Like those things should be exciting to you, right? Like as an engineer, like your job is to solve problems. So like, why not ask this guy who works at Scopely, the company that you're interested in, what the most pressing issue is for the company within the next 6 months, and then if they can describe that problem to you, then you can be like, oh, that's really interesting. You can gain context on, like, at a business level, what kind of issues is a company gonna be facing, right? And then you can like orient yourself better. You can be like, yo, like I know the typical kind of issues that a company might be facing, and I can better shape the responses that I have during interviews to align with, like, maybe not the exact issue that this company is currently facing, but a general idea for like the problem solving capacity, the approach, the technique, the mindset that I have for basically providing value in the engineering department.
So reach out to recruiters, network. Once you get a hold of somebody that's interested in speaking to you, do research on the company and basically do whatever it takes for them to be interested in you, wanting to interview you. No?
No. I wouldn't say do whatever it takes for them to be interested in you. Like
But you have to, bro.
You're in a losing battle when you come into the conversation thinking like, I need this guy to be interested in me. Like you're gonna gain a lot even though they're not gonna refer you. Like, okay. And you can't reduce every conversation into a job prospect, right? Like you're setting yourself up for failure like that, right? Like one big thing that I just got off the conversation with someone else who was searching for a job, and like they're like, yo man, like I believe that networking is a good idea, but the thing is, like, I don't really mess with it because I'm not really seeing results. Like I tried it, I'm not really seeing results. And I'm like, dude, it's not about getting results. Just because you didn't get the results that you wanted, which is landing a job, it doesn't mean that it's a failure. It doesn't mean that like the day's work that you put into getting a job is a failure. Like
it's one step closer.
It's one step closer, and further than that, your job right now is to put in the work required to get a job, not get a job. If you say that the job that you have right now is to land a job, you're gonna think like, oh, every day I'm failing because I didn't get a job. But like really, you should be looking at it from the standpoint of like, every day my full-time job right now is to do the work that is required to get a job. And that way, even though you're not getting a call every single day, you can go to bed thinking like, I'm doing what's necessary to eventually land a job.
Yeah.
Even though the applications that I sent out today to whatever companies didn't necessarily land me a phone call today, that's not necessarily an L, because getting a job interview, phone call, whatever, it's really not up to you.
Yeah.
You probably have like 20% control over like getting an initial phone call, right? Like the rest of the 80% is not up to you at all, right? So like
It's up to them.
Yeah, dude, and you need to spread yourself out enough to increase that 20% chance, right? Like, just because you don't get a call that day doesn't mean you failed, dude. It like, you're just putting in the work, like, if you take it seriously and you put in that work every day, it's not a failure, dude. Like, you can go to bed every day feeling like, dude, I put in the work that I needed to, like, with whatever strategy that I've chosen at the moment. And, if it doesn't work out after a month, if I'm not getting the expected results, I'm going to change my strategy.
So you think a good analogy is like working out, trying to see results,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
discipline in what you do every day to eventually, get the body you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, like if I work out today and eat right today, like I'm not going to see results right away. But like, I know that if I do this consistently, for a period of time, I will eventually reach my goal.
And here's the thing about that, bro. You could apply for 3-4 months and not hear anything back from anybody, right?
Okay.
Like, and when that happens, you don't know what's wrong. You don't know what you're doing wrong. Is it my fault? Is it because there are so many qualified applicants? Is it because I'm applying too late? There's already like 50 applicants and I'm the 51st and they've already sourced like 12 people, So in order to eliminate that kind of like that missing feedback loop, you can fix that by networking, reaching out to people, asking them for insights, help, advice, whatever, showing them your resume, right? And that will kind of give you that feedback that you're looking for. I had someone tell me like, the networking, like, I'm not seeing any results, so I don't want to do it because it's like not giving results. And I'm like, what was I gonna say?
You would probably say, dude, you just got to keep on doing it. Like, you can't just give up after like a couple weeks or a couple months. Like, this is like a thing that will take time,
right?
Especially in this job market.
So like, I'm saying like you should try different strategies, but like, I mean, anecdotally speaking, all right, the most success that I've seen from anybody searching for a job is through networking. Like, 9 out of 10 people that I've spoken with who have landed their jobs, they have got it through networking, all right?
Yeah.
There's only one guy who applied to 1,000 jobs a week, and that's how he got his job, through cold applying, all right?
Okay.
You're not, like, think about it, dude. It doesn't matter how technically capable you are. There are also, like, 800 applicants who have almost an identical resume to you, right? Like, everyone can, on paper, look competent. It's a matter of literally just getting yourself in front of a recruiter's face. Like, let me tell you, dude. I applied to my job when there was like one applicant. There's only okay, not one applicant, like maybe less than 10 applicants, right? And I just happened to send out a message to the recruiter, and I was like, hey, it's not even a fancy message. I didn't speak to their company's values, missions, anything, dude. I was literally like, hey, I know JavaScript, I know SQL, I know whatever, like, and I'm interested in this role. I would like to discuss it with you further. Thanks. Signed, Hector. All right. And he was like, hey, man, I just sent your profile to our CPO, and we'd like to schedule an interview with you. What? Dude, like, you think I'm the most qualified guy to, like, do whatever they're talking about? Like, they had like...
But you reached out.
Yeah, I reached out, dude.
Yeah. Maybe that was the difference.
I knew, like, half of their stack.
Okay.
Right? I knew half of their stack. They had, like, another half that, like,
You had no idea.
I had no idea about,
Yeah.
right? I just simply said, I know these things, and I would like to discuss the role with you.
That's another good point. So you don't have to know everything. You just have to make them believe you know everything.
Right.
Initially.
Yeah.
Initially.
Well,
you got to take it step by step, right? Because
mean,
you just have to get your resume or your profile in front of the main dude, like the recruiter dude.
Right.
And then personality plays a big part too, right?
Huge role, dude. Huge role.
Yeah, so you don't have to enter a job search thinking I have to know everything about this job. I have to know 100%. I can know part of it, and then we'll go from there, step by step.
Take your core competencies, strengthen those over time. Don't waste your time learning new frameworks, new technologies. Just focus on your core competencies. Like, give yourself a full stack. Give yourself the full stack capability. Don't do anything more, and just start reaching out to people, dude. And you don't have to be the most capable. You certainly don't. Like, let me tell you this. There are, like, I talked with someone recently, and they're like, hey, man, like, confidence is the biggest issue for me. Like, and this guy went to college.
Okay.
This guy went, that sounds really stupid, okay? This guy went to college. He got a degree in CS, all right?
Okay.
And he is experiencing confidence issues. And the thing is, I went to boot camp. I didn't go to college for CS, right? And I felt like, yo, I'm employable. Put me in, coach. And now that I'm working at this company, there's a guy there that writes really shitty code, all right? Okay. We'll just put it like that. And this guy who's college educated not only has a vast understanding of, many languages, but also the deeper understanding, like the context behind like why bubble sort might be suboptimal compared to like some other kind of algorithm, right?
Okay.
This guy's very capable, and he's like, I don't feel like I'm capable. Like, trust me, dude, you're capable.
It's just a confidence issue.
It's just a confidence issue. And the thing is, like,
how do you build confidence? In your opinion, you think it's a trait that people are born with, or you think confidence is something that you can develop and you can grow, kind of like growing your muscles?
I think in the interviewing context,
just in general, it can be interview as well. But I mean, like I said, is it like an innate trait that people are born with? You think? No. So everybody starts off clean slate?
For sure, dude. Like, even kids who are like, gifted in some respect, right? Like, they had to receive feedback from like their parents or their teachers or something, like, hey man, that was really good. Like, you're a special kid, Like, but I think like to really have confidence, for me personally, how I manufacture confidence, where in areas where I don't get feedback, where people aren't validating my abilities, it's putting myself in a like routine, giving myself some kind of regimen where like at the end of the day I feel good. And what did that mean for me? It meant like while I'm jobless, I go to bed at a certain time, I wake up at a certain time. I treat job searching like its own job. All right.
Of course.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
All right.
You have to, dude. If you want to be serious about it, you have to treat it as a job.
100%, bro.
But the only difference is you're not getting paid.
You're not getting paid. Yeah. But the thing is, like, do you want a job ASAP, dude? Like, if you do, you should treat it seriously. It's not like the worst thing that you could do is like think that you're on your own schedule. Like, I'm jobless. No one's here to like check up on my progress or whatever. Like, the biggest thing that you could do is for yourself when job searching is like have discipline, dude. Like, if you don't have discipline, like you're gonna lack confidence, right? You're gonna lack confidence. You're gonna do some job apps. You're not gonna get a response. You're gonna feel bad. You're gonna be like, damn, dude, like, what am I doing? You might stay up late, wake up late, and then like, dude, like, I haven't getting any hits, dude. Like, what's the point in even applying, bro? All right, dude, I'll just apply to a few today. Like, no, dude, fuck that. Get up at 7, 8, 9, whatever you choose. Do it every fucking day, dude. Like, wake up. Here's what I did. I woke up at 8 a.m. every day. I would make coffee, drink a glass of water, go out for a walk. I'll walk for 15 minutes, think about the most pressing thing I need to do that day. This is Andrew Huberman's routine, actually. I'll think about exactly what I need to do that day. Most important physical and mental task for the day. So mental task might be, all right, dude, I need to find like 5 high quality leads and reach out to like several people within that company. And then, that might be like a good morning for me. What's my physical task for the day? I just defer to my workout routine.
Okay.
I was like, oh, I'm doing chest today. And then I will go back home, eat breakfast, and my whole meal actually was like, it was pre-planned. I would meal prep on Sunday, and that way during the week I would get up, I would go for the walk, come back, eat breakfast. Like, I don't have to think about what I'm gonna eat. I literally just make a bowl of it.
It's like a regimen you had.
It was a regimen that I had.
Like a structured schedule.
It was structured. And then I would, get into my work, whether that's applying to jobs that day or working on some kind of side project startup.
Yeah.
Then at 11, I'll go to the gym.
Okay.
Right. And then that way I beat that midday fatigue.
Okay.
Right. Go to the gym, work out, come back, shower, eat lunch, which is already pre-planned.
Yeah.
Right. I prepared it on Sunday.
Like meal prepping.
Meal prep. I don't waste any time thinking about what I want to eat. I don't waste any time going out to go pick up food.
Yeah. So you're focused on the task that you're doing.
100%, dude. Okay. And then I finish my meal and then I get back to work.
Damn.
Right. Whatever happens after I eat lunch, I'm not planning it. It's like whatever I think is most important at that moment.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is I wake up in the morning and I think about those 2 things I need to do, and that helps me. And when you talk about confidence, if you have that kind of routine, when someone wants to interview you, you don't feel like some kind of lazy bum who's hoping for a job. You feel like this guy who's like, I'm him, dude. Like, yeah. I have this regimen. Like,
but do you have to have a regimen to feel that way? Because me, yeah, like when I was job searching, like I had my own, like I applied to 3 jobs every day. Mm-hmm. That's what I wanted. But I didn't do the like waking up at 7 and like taking like a 15-minute walk and like meal. I didn't do any of that shit.
Yeah, I think when
it differs.
I think
depending on the individual, right? But this is the route you took, and it was successful for you.
This is how I manufactured confidence.
Okay.
Right? Like you want to say like, oh, I have a confidence issue, right? Like maybe you didn't have a confidence issue. Me, after like 6 months, I was like, dude, is it me, or like, is the job market bad?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So let's narrow the scope of concerns. Let's take me out of the equation. I am definitely competent, right? Like, I have good time management. I can take care of myself. I'm on top of it. I'm not just like, haphazardly going about these job applications. I made a job out of job searching. Yeah. And I think that gave me a lot of confidence in terms of like, I'm put together, okay? Like I'm
him.
I'm him, dude. I'm a productive member of society, even though like I'm not, contributing to the bottom line of some company. I'm definitely, taking care of myself, and I feel good every day, dude. Even though I'm not getting that job, I can go to bed feeling like I did what I needed to do.
You felt productive.
Yeah, dude. I felt productive. It's not about landing that job that day. It's about putting the work in that I need to get closer to landing a job. And of course, the surrounding elements, like take care of your body, take care of your health, right?
Oh, respect. Dude, I respect that.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I respect that. And I think that it changed me. Like when I got the job offer, I was like,
you're like, yo, this was worth it.
I felt like this was worth it, but also I didn't feel like there's a huge change because it's a remote job. And
But once you got the job, I assume you were like, man, like the past 7-8 months, like it was ups and downs, bumps and whatever, like bruises throughout the road, throughout the path. But since I got this job now, like all the work and the sacrifice that I've done,
yeah,
it was worth it now looking back.
Well, I think.
Or you had regrets?
When I got the job, I had regrets. Yeah.
You had regrets?
Yeah, I had regrets. I wish that I did networking sooner because it's what directly led to me getting a job.
But you've learned now for your next job.
100%.
What to do, the things I have to tweak, like the things like when I get a new job, 2-3 years later down the road, I'm gonna start networking right away. Yeah. But you would have never known that until you tried.
Yeah.
Right.
And I want to just say this, like, people told me to network from day one, like from the very first day that
honestly,
I graduated.
Dude,
they were like, "Hey,
networking is really." I'm pretty bad at networking. I'll be real, because
I hate it, dude. It's not so unnatural.
It's not I
fake.
Yeah, no, I get. It's
I
not I hate it.
I don't hate it anymore.
It's just I feel like I don't need a network. Like I can do this myself. That's how I felt in the beginning. Now, since I'm a little bit more older and more mature, I realize, like, bro, you have to let your pride down.
Right.
You have to reach out, ask for help, ask for guidance, ask for assistance. That's the only way for people to grow, in my opinion.
And you get feedback from that.
And you get feedback, constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might be harsh.
Yeah.
But I feel like feedback. Those are necessary for you to,
for sure, dude,
grow.
I mean, dude, if you're like 5 months into the job search and you're not getting any hits, obviously you need some external input. Yeah.
Like
I mean, you don't need it, but like you would benefit from it, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
you're not too good for that, bro. Like, put your pride down and just reach out for help and get some input. And also, going back to strategy, dude, like I was talking with this guy who was looking for a job, and he was like,
"Yo, sorry, dude, 1 second." All right, so that was some good stuff. I appreciate the insights you given about the job search.
Pouring Modelo right now, dude.
It doesn't matter. I don't think, honestly, bro, I don't even know if YouTube is sensitive about that kind of stuff.
I think they are.
They are.
You can't drink alcohol on TV.
Yeah, you can't, bro.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't. Dude.
Steve will do it.
Fucking Steve will do it.
You don't know Steve will do it?
No.
I mean, he got banned, but I don't know if it was because of that.
Bet, bro. Bet.
All right, I just want to switch gears. It's been over an hour. I want to keep this like an hour 30 minutes, like 20 minutes left. This is something we've talked about in the past. Myers Briggs.
Myers Briggs.
So for me personally, I'm not really a big believer in this kind of stuff. Like personality tests, like the Zodiacs, like how girls are like
horoscope.
Yeah, like, oh, what's your sign? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'm an Aries, by the way. What are you?
I'm a Virgo.
Virgo. What birthday? What years or what month is that?
September.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know how true this kind of stuff is, but I think it is interesting because
Wait, dude, hold up, dude. Myers Briggs is totally different from horoscopes, dude.
No, but like it's the same concept.
No, it's not,
bro.
Babe, I'm in the middle of a podcast. Let me call you back.
Oh no, I just wanted to say hi for a second.
All right, hello, babe.
Say hi to your friend.
Hey, we're in a live podcast.
I watched the community college thing. It's pretty cool.
You did?
Oh, you did?
Really?
Oh, nice.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
Okay. Hey, I heard you guys are selling alcohol. Or can we even say that? I heard you guys are like selling like merch.
They're selling alcohol.
Oh, they are?
No. Not anymore though. They stopped it. All right, we'll come out after the podcast, okay? All right, we'll come out after. All right. Sorry.
All right. Yeah, let's just talk about this briefly and we can end it.
We go as long as we want, bro.
All right. How accurate do you think this stuff is, bro? Myers Briggs.
Myers Briggs. I don't know. I can't speak for everyone, but I would say like
You took the test, right?
I did take the test. I did take the test.
Online test.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, like a free one.
Yeah, free one.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say like it just kind of like tried to tell me what my strengths and weaknesses were, and you know, yeah, it sounds relevant, and we could say like, you know, it's like generalized enough in the same way that horoscopes are generalized.
Horoscope is the
Virgo and Libra
okay,
and
okay,
stuff.
okay.
So like, you know, you could say like, oh, it's so generalized, it's applicable. Well,
Dude.
for me, I
yeah,
feel like
go
it was kind of more specific. You know, it was like
Bro,
very
but it's
applicable.
so vague.
It's not
that
vague.
It's
I don't think
vague
Myers
that
Briggs
it's
is vague. Like,
it's vague that it's specific, if that makes sense. It's like the description makes you feel good. So it's like, oh yeah, this is me.
Right,
you know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like, what were you?
INTJ.
You said you were ENTJ in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then INTJ after.
Yeah.
Okay, same for me.
Yeah.
I took the test college my senior year, ENTJ. I took it 2 years after, INTJ, which is crazy.
That's exactly the same for me.
It's crazy.
Exactly the same
That
for
is
me,
crazy, dude.
I was slightly extroverted, and then like as I grew, I became more introverted.
Okay.
I'm still on the edge. I'm like 48% I. Rest IN.
48%?
Yeah.
So
Or
you're
sorry,
EN
like 52%. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, I wouldn't say like I would say it's very accurate for me personally. And then I like
You know, INTJ is the most rare.
most saucy.
Saucy.
Most saucy.
What does that mean?
Bro? Nah, I don't know.
Okay.
Hey, you got the vape.
It's over there. But
Right, it is the rarest, but like all the other ones are also like pretty rare. Like they're not super common, you know. There's no like majority personality.
Did you read like
spread.
the relationship stuff for Myers? Like, oh, if you're INTJ, the best fit is XYZ. Like I don't know the other ones.
I
but,
did
like,
I did before, but like
You think those are accurate?
I didn't really pay much attention to those. For
Okay,
me, it was
okay.
more about like
Yourself,
telling me about myself,
like
and
your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, me personally, like I don't think about myself a lot, right? That's why I'm so bad at selling myself. I don't think all the time about like, oh, what am I really good at? Like those kind
Really?
of things are just latent, right? Like you ever had someone be like, you're just saying something, and then someone's like, whoa, dude, that was really good what you just said, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what? Really? You think so? You know, like I feel like those moments happen more often than me thinking to myself, yo, what I just said was saucy as fuck, dude. No, bro. What happens way more often is someone else tells me like, hey man, what you just said was really good, or like that was a really good question. You asked really good questions, you know? Like so for that external kind of input on like what are your strengths, I feel like that could add value to my life specifically, you know? And more importantly, providing context in terms of like what my strengths are compared to other personality types. Like, you know, maybe I might think like being a really good listener, I don't know if that's INTJ, maybe being a really good listener is like specific to INTJs. And it's like, maybe I'm getting pissed that other people aren't listening as critically as me, right? And then it's like, oh, well, I can't blame them. Like, I listen in a different way. Right.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I wanted to bring up this Myers Briggs stuff is, like I said, some people take this shit hella serious, bro. Like,
who?
I mean, I'm not gonna say specifics, but I feel like typically.
What's their name, bro?
No, like I feel like typically girls, bro.
What?
Are you?
I've never
kidding?
seen a girl who's like, "What's your Myers Briggs?" Yeah, I've never seen that.
Bro, go on. Or I mean, you're in a relationship, but like,
oh,
if
they
you go
have
on,
that on Hinge,
bro.
and shit?
Are you on Hinge? It's
Really?
like oh, what's
wow.
horoscope? Like, what's your horoscope? What's your Myers Briggs?
They say, "What's your Myers Briggs?"
That, or it's like on their description. It's like I am a, ISP, whatever. I'm looking for.
I had no idea.
Whatever.
I had no idea.
That's why I was curious about like the validity, the validity of Myers Briggs.
I feel it, dude. I feel like
and it's like I feel like Asian culture definitely has not Myers Briggs, but like you're the pig, like you're of.
No, I don't believe in that shit at all, dude. I don't believe in that shit at all.
Not you specifically, but like.
Oh right,
Our
right.
parents'
I'm
generation,
just trying to
they're
say,
always like, "Oh, you're the pig, like you're gonna be blah blah blah."
That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
All right, dude.
I know people who were born in my year who died of drug addiction. I know people in my year who are now like dentists. I know people who are in my year.
So take it as a grain of salt. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, dude, bro.
For Myers
Briggs, you're
Briggs,
born in doesn't mean shit.
but not for Myers Briggs.
Myers Briggs, I would say it takes a more scientific approach. Okay, I wouldn't say like it's gonna give you the exact like it's gonna tell you exactly who you are, right?
Let's search up INTJ.
All right, it's the architect, bro.
Oh, you're right.
You're very thoughtful, but you're also very rational, logical, and like you're balanced in terms of emotion and logic.
So this is what it says. Right. INTJ, it can be lonely at the top. Is that what you feel?
Yes, bro.
Really?
It's lonely at the top sometimes, you know? At the top of the intellectual pyramid.
As one of the rarest personality types and one of the most capable, INTJs know all this too well. Rational and quick-witted.
Big facts.
Architects pride themselves on their ability to think for themselves.
Facts.
But because their mind is never at rest, architects may struggle to find people who can keep up with their nonstop analysis of everything around them.
Big facts.
Bro, but that's so vague.
True,
that's so.
dude.
I feel like that can apply to so many people, bro.
I don't think so, bro. I feel like some people are just happy-go-lucky, dude.
What does that
let's
mean?
talk about it, dude. Like, people are happy-go-lucky. They don't question shit, dude. They're just like, yeah, this is what it is, and I like it. You know?
It says, at time, this lone wolf behavior can come across as insensitive.
Yeah,
you
dude.
Consider yourself a lone wolf?
I would consider myself insensitive sometimes. People,
bro,
like, dude, go on.
Isn't everybody insensitive?
No.
No?
For surely not, bro.
No?
No, not at all.
Not even like a little bit?
In their own world, yes. But there are people there are pushovers exist, bro. And like they're decidedly not this type of personality, right? Like I don't mind being blunt when like the situation calls for it.
Hey, okay.
Like
it says architects you may know, INTJs you may know. Elon Musk.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm down.
Bro.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Why do you pronounce it like that?
I don't know how to pronounce that. Walter White.
Okay.
Gandalf.
I never watched that.
So you would compare yourself to these guys?
I would say Elon Musk rubs a lot of people the wrong way, including me sometimes.
Hey man, I'm down to be compared to Elon Musk.
I still respect it, dude. Like, you know, he could be like you know, smoking some big peen sometimes. But yeah, but he's smoking some big penis sometimes. But the thing is, like,
is that like a analogy for weed?
Nah, it's an analogy for like tripping big time.
Oh, okay.
You know, like
never heard of that.
Coming out of left field. But the thing is, I don't stop respecting him. I don't think like, you know, he said one out of pocket thing and I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking whack. You know, I still have a level of respect for like just saying what's on your mind. Right?
Okay.
And like, I feel like some people can't say that. Like politicians especially, dude, like their whole like archetype is built off of saying what other people want to hear. I have yet to find some politician who just like, oh, okay, maybe that's not true. Like Donald Trump speaks his mind, but
okay. All right. I think
don't include
that. Everything's gonna be included. But yeah, I think this was good. First guest on the pod. We spoke about a lot of topics, mainly about work, career search, the mindset you should carry in order to be successful in the job search. I appreciate you coming out.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Of course. I think a lot of people will benefit from what Hector's, talking about, especially those who are pursuing the engineering field. If you guys like this, if you guys have specific topics you guys want me or different guests to talk about, write it in the comments below. But I appreciate you coming out, dude. This was good. Peace.